The topic of this video lecture is Modules of Information Management. Information management consists of two main modules. Number one, file systems, and number two, device driver or device management. Now, first we will discuss file system. File system is the process that manages how and where the data is stored and retrieved. A file is a named collection of related information that is recorded on secondary storage such as magnetic disks, magnetic tapes, and optical disks. A file is a sequence of bits, bytes, lines, or records. In file system, the user to define files and directories and allocate and deallocate the disk space to each file. Files type refers to the ability of the operating system to distinguish different types of file such as text file, source files, binary files, object files, etc. A text file is also called flat file. It is a sequence of characters organized into lines. A source file is a sequence of procedures and functions consisting of executable statements. A compiler translates source code into object code, which is stored in object files. Object files contain object code that includes instructions to be executed by the computer. Object files may require some intermediate processing by the operating system before the instructions contained in them are actually executed by the hardware. Now, some of the examples of object file: one is a common object file format, COFF, COM files, and .exe files. Now, next is what is tape-based system and disk-based system. Now, in tape-based system, tape is used to store data. They are simple but inefficient. Physical reels are large and numbers of files are stored on tape. A directory is added to tape which lists the name and location of each file on the tape. Each tape will have its own device directory. Now, there are few drawbacks on tape-based system. They are: number one, finding a file on tape is time-consuming process, and second drawback is modification of file. Now, next is in disk-based system, disk is used to store data. A disk is divided into tracks. The number of tracks varies from one drive to another. Each track is divided into sectors. A sector is the smallest unit of information which can read from or return to the disk. Sectors vary from 32 bytes to 4096 bytes. There are 4 to 32 sectors per track and from 75 to 500 tracks per disk. In larger disk systems, each platter has two surfaces. To access a sector, it must specify the surface, track, and sector. The time required for read-write heads to move to the correct track is called seek time and latency time. Latency time is electronically switched to correct time. Wait for the requested sector to rotate the below heads. A cylinder is a set of tracks which are at the same track position of the disks, but on different platter surfaces. No seek is necessary for accessing tracks in same cylinder. Addressing a particular sector requires a track number, a surface number, and a sector number. Operating system treats disks as a one-dimensional array of disk blocks. Each block is a sector. The formula is B equal to capital K plus capital S multiply in bracket small j plus small I multiply T bracket close. This is a formula. Here capital S is the number of sectors. Small t is the number of tracks per cylinder. Small I is the disk address. Small j is the surface, capital K is the sector, and small b is the block number. The device directory is stored at fixed disk address such as 00001. Now, what are the advantages of disk based system? The first is reliability, power saving, easy of storage, and easy of use. Now, there are the number of drawbacks of disk based system. The one is expensive. Next is tape degradation, uncertainty of data integrity, and fourth is cumbersome for non-full restores. Now these are the drawbacks or disadvantages of disk based system. Now next topic is blocking. Now first, what is blocking? A block is the smallest amount of data that a program can request. It is a multiple of an operating system block, which is the smallest amount of data that can be retrieved from storage or memory. Disk system is defined block size determined by the size of a sector. All the disk input output is in units of one block, and all blocks are of same size. A file is a sequence of block. All of the basic input output functions operate in blocks. A file of 1949 bytes will be allocated 4 blocks, that is 2048 bytes. The remaining bytes 99 will be wasted. This is called as internal fragmentation. Now next is file operations. Now there are so many file operations. Now we will discuss here few of them. These are the basic file operations we will discuss here. The first one is creating a file. To create a file, two steps are necessary. First step is space in the file system must be found for the file. And the second step is an entry for the new file must be made in directory. In the directory, entry records the name of the file and its location in the file system. The next operation is writing a file. To write a file, specify both name of the file and the information to be written to the file. Next, third operation is reading a file. To read a file, specify the name of the file and where the next block of the file should be put in memory. Fourth operation is rewind a file. To rewind a file, the directory is searched for appropriate entry and current file position is reset to the beginning of the file. And the last operation is delete a file. To delete a file, release all the space and invalidate the directory entry. Now these are the operations of file. Now next is read write operation on disk sector. File is arranged on disks on tracks and sectors of the disk. An entry for each file's allocated tracks and sectors is kept in the first track, that is a track equal to 0 and sector equal to 0. File system using FAT architecture. FAT stands for File Allocation Table. It contains the addresses of tracks for each file. In sector area, user program are not allowed to write directly on the disk. Now next topic is device directory. Device directory consists of list of information. Now this list is, the first is file name. File name is the symbolic file name. Second is file type. File type is the type of file which support different types. Third is location. Location is the pointer to device and location on that device of the file. Fourth is size. Size is the current size of files in bytes, words or blocks. Fifth is current position. Current position is the pointer to current read or write position in the file. Protection. Protection is the access control information to control reading, writing and executing. Uses count is the indicating number of processes which are currently using the file. And the last one is time, date, and process identification. Means is the information kept for creation, last modification, and last use.